Hey, what's going on? My name is Leif, and today I'm gonna show you my go-to breakfast. This is berry-packed protein oatmeal. It just has 3 ingredients. We got some oats, protein powder, and berries. It's very simple, and you can make it within 5 minutes. So I absolutely love this recipe because it's very quick and simple. It's also healthy. The berries are packed with antioxidants. You are also getting a ton of protein from the protein powder, and oats have a respectable amount of protein as well. So it's packed with protein, packed with micronutrients, and it's just a really great way to start the day. So I'm gonna start with 3/4 of a cup of oats. Whoa, spilling a little bit. And I usually will use my food scale for something like this, but we're filming in an Airbnb right now, and I forgot my food scale. So we're just going to be using a measuring cup, but a food scale is much more accurate. So you can just see the grams per serving, and you can just measure out the right amount of grams for what you need. So there are the oats, and the reason that I like using a Pyrex container is that it doesn't overheat when you put it in the microwave. I've noticed that lots of other bowls tend to get really hot, and that's not really pleasant when you go to grab it to pick it out. So we got the oats in here. All we need to do is add water. You can also add some kind of plant milk if you'd like to use that instead. I prefer water. It also keeps the calories down a little bit. And I sometimes will add plant milk after I've cooked the oatmeal. But I'm going to add some water to this. You just want to be sure that you're adding a little bit of extra water than you would normally need to cook the oats, because we're going to stir in the protein powder, and it's going to need a little bit of moisture for being able to mix. So I'll use about that much water. I don't know if you can really see how much water I used, but it's more than I would typically use for just cooking the oats themselves. So all you do is you take this, I put it in the microwave on high for about 3.5 minutes. So we got some really fluffy oatmeal, and this is exactly the kind of consistency that you want for this. This is going to be perfect for putting in the berries, and then we're going to stir in some of the protein powder as well. The reason that I love using the microwave is that it's just super easy. You can use a stovetop if you prefer. It's just going to take you a little bit of extra time. So I'm going to take out the berries. So there are a bunch of different fruits that you can be using. I like using berries, so particularly blueberries. And the reason that I like using frozen is for a few reasons. For one, they're very fresh. So they're picked at the peak of freshness, and then they are frozen, and they are just really high in antioxidants because of that. The second reason that I really love using frozen fruit is that when we pour it into the oatmeal, the berries melt in the oatmeal, and then it brings the oatmeal down to room temperature, so you can basically eat it right away. I'm going to put in about 2 cups of berries. The awesome thing about berries is that, for one, they're packed with antioxidants and micronutrients, but for 2, they're also pretty low in their caloric density, meaning you get a lot of volume of food for few calories. So this can be something that's really helpful for sticking to a meal plan, especially if your goal is fat loss and you're tracking your calories. So here I'm going to put in about 2 cups of berries. You can put in more or less depending on what you want, but I like putting in lots of berries. So there we go. We're going to just go ahead and mix those in. Whoops. And try not to lose any berries as you're doing the mixing. And you see, we already have a ton of volume of food, so this is a really filling meal, and just packed with nutrition, and also really simple. All right, so we have our oatmeal and blueberries ready to go, and now we're going to mix in some protein powder. So I have KOS plant protein powder. You can use whatever type of protein powder you want. Just take your elbow, open up like that, and the easiest way to find a scoop is by you can take a fork or a knife, and you just go look around. This was at the very bottom, but then it's a little bit easier to grab it if you have a fork instead of digging your hands in. So there we go, got the scoop. That's a good way of doing it. All right, so I'm going to be adding 3 scoops of protein to this, which is 1.5 servings or 30 grams of protein because there's 20 grams per serving. So it's always a little bit weird when proteins have 2 scoops, or basically any food product kind of has 2 scoops. I don't know why they don't just make like a scoop that's twice the size, but. And then from here, all I'm gonna do is mix this in. So you wanna be sure that you're not losing any, like I just did a little bit. But this is gonna form a little bit of a thicker oatmeal. I personally prefer thicker oatmeal, but you can add some more liquid. You can add a little bit more water if you would like to use water, or you can go ahead and add some plant milk. All right, so we have the final result. We've got berry protein oatmeal. So this is about 600 calories. So it's quite a lot of volume of food for 600 calories, and it has about 40 grams of plant protein. So if you are working on building muscle and you're trying to maintain a caloric surplus and you want to add some calories, you can go ahead and add some plant milk to this. You can add some nut butters as well, which are packed with calories and can add a little bit of additional protein. So you can just go ahead and make some tweaks to this core recipe. You can also take out some of the oats, take out some of the protein, berries. You can have a little bit of a lower calorie option as well. So just play around with it. It can be a great way to hit your protein targets when it comes to your macronutrients, and also hit your calorie target with a very filling meal. So hope you really enjoyed watching this video. I'm going to enjoy this berry protein oatmeal, which is really a staple in my diet. And I hope if you enjoy this, you can test out the recipe and let me know what you think in the comments. So thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next video.